In the dark, dark tomb there was a dark, dark street, and in the dark, dark street there was a dark, dark office. In the dark, dark office there were some dark, dark stairs, and down the dark, dark stairs there was a dark, dark room, and in the dark, dark room was where the worst wrestling tropes go to die.
Hello everyone and welcome to May 2018's offering of Straight to Hell, which of course is the newest show here on Cultaholic.com, where my illustrious guest offers up a list of their pet peeves from the world of professional wrestling, and I get to decide which one of those goes straight to hell, because that's the way things work around here, and you're not going to argue with it. Joining me today is a man who is my close personal friend. He is a man known in certain circles as the Wrestler Whisperer, for reasons that I'll leave you to decide by yourself, but most importantly of all, I feel personally, he's the best at what he does in his bloody field. It's Kenny McIntosh.
Pleasure to be here.
That was one take. Where am I looking? There we are. One take.
Have I say more now?
Yeah,
okay.
This is it. We're rolling the intro.
I didn't know you wanted me to keep going. Yeah, no, it's great to be here. I mean, I just figured, what kind of culture would it be if I wasn't defiant enough to come on this show? I mean, it did take you what? Like, how long has this been going? 6 months, 7 months?
Yeah, I think this is the fifth one. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh.
It's been a rocky road, as we all know.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's going well.
We're finally here.
You've waited a long time to invite me on.
It's not always about the journey, it's about the destination. And we're here at the destination, and what a beautiful haven it is.
It is.
Look at the trees.
Beautiful ladies and beer.
And there's fire and all sorts. And yes, of course, as you know, me and Kenny met back at Name Redacted, where we struck up a lovely friendship. He bought me a Nia Jax shirt once, which is still very much appreciated. But this isn't going to be just a 45-minute what culture bashing session.
Sadly.
Yeah, we can't do that contractually, so we're not going to. No, we want to anyway, really. I've read your Twitter. You like it from time to time, don't you?
Well, I feel like the thing is, the northeast of England version of Jerry McDevitt is probably watching this, poised for anything.
It's a lawyer, by the way.
So I'm not going to get you in trouble.
No, don't get you in trouble.
I'm fine. I don't care.
Whoa, badass.
Well, you know, the thing is, everybody knows. I mean, we're not going to get into it for ages, but you know, you can only do something you're unhappy at for so long, and then you do something else.
That's why we're all sat here. You've got Inside the Ropes, we've got Cultaholic. Everyone is happier. Where am I looking now? So, of course, let's just quickly explain how this shindig will go down. Kenny will offer 5 suggestions for me to send straight to hell that I will go through them one by one. We'll have a little bit of laughs, a little bit of cries. We might even hug. Then at the end, I'll decide which one of those things goes straight to hell to rest for all of damnation. This is nothing like BBC's Room 101. Everyone does that. It's nothing like it. You've never seen this brand new concept before.
Never. It's so new.
Let's get started. Right then, let's get cracking with the knocking. Kenny, your first offering, please.
Look, you tease the teat a little bit. You don't just go straight in there.
No, that's the way I do things. No foreplay, just dive on in there.
I stayed at your house once, I remember vividly. However, I did bring some gifts. So, there are 4 of these, so let's just put the hand in, let's see what comes out.
Not the first time it's been said that.
What did you get?
Pina? Is it
pina colada?
A pina colada. It's written below in big dark letters. I thought it said Nina Colada at the top there.
And then I have a Cosmo, because we're Samantha and Carrie.
This is very cultured. What culture that is, I'm not going to say. But anyway, I've never had a pina colada before. I've heard about the rappers sing about them.
We're breaking new ground here. Cheers.
Chin chin.
Here's to happiness.
So let's have a swig. Ooh, fruity that, isn't it?
What are you getting from it?
Sweet. It's sugar.
So can I ask you something before we start?
Yes, anything.
So, what is your official title now?
It's Marvellous, the catchphrase King, Ross Tweddell. Even though my real name is Ross Tweddell. So, because I thought there was several names you could have used when you came over here, like Your Royal Highness Ross, Prince I went
Ross.
through the legal processes. I had it ironed out what I can and can't do, and this is the best compromise we can do.
What I love about that is, like, for people watching at home, this is the best compromise, which tells you everything you need to know.
Hey, I think I've benefited from that, not having that restrictive thing put on me.
I think you have as well, actually.
Thank you very much.
You're now no longer bounding down the streets of America like a mentalist.
Yes, that was a nerve-wracking time. A nerve-wracking time? A nerve-wracking time. I'm pissed already. First pick, please.
So the first pick has to be the most obvious one, which I'm shocked that nobody in the last 4 decided to put in.
Lovely, that.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting more and more flavours. Anyway.
It has to be the dreaded beach ball.
Right.
Has to go. I don't know why anybody's not brought this up. Because, like, I get it when you go to a wrestling show that you want to have fun, you want to get involved and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you're one of the people that chants "We are awesome," you should be burned and killed.
That's what other people are saying, not you.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, like the beach ball thing, because when did it start, right? When was the start point to it?
I can't remember the first time it's in the last 3 or 4 years, though, isn't it?
It was maybe the night after WrestleMania in Dallas. I think I remember there was beach balls or something.
I was just dying of shame that night, dressed in a cape and crown in public, sat there at Raw. Wale walks up to me, "Hey man!" Didn't have a clue who he was. Made a right arsehole of myself from the start and the finish of that night. But yeah, maybe there was a beach ball there, I can't remember.
Classic you. Yeah. But it's got worse and worse and worse, and then like Cesaro obviously got so annoyed by it that he ran out of the crowd.
One of the best moments he's ever produced, ever, in the history of his career.
But by default, it's made it worse. Because now...
Oh, he might come near me.
He might come near me. And then they also put it in the 24 documentary, the Raw after WrestleMania one, and they were like, it's so exciting, fans bring beach balls. And then, so last year, the night after WrestleMania, people were bringing these beach balls, and I was very angry about it, and I just decided to start grabbing them and bursting them, along with a friend of mine. And he got online. And I think
you got online. I had a little search of your name on Reddit, just, you know, I thought something might have popped up about Kenny recently. I'll have a little look and see what's happening. You're one of the first things you see on Reddit about you is the arsehole chants directed at somebody, or actually towards Kenny McIntosh, of name redacted back then.
Yep.
Because you ripped up a beach ball, didn't you?
I did. I was doing God's work.
It was a public service that we all deserved.
So then this year's Raw after WrestleMania, there was this stupid woman up in like the 3rd tier, right? So I remember a couple of years ago, remember like WrestleMania 28 and then Brock Lesnar came back the next night? And Cena's in the ring. My friend Ollie couldn't afford a ticket in the good section, so he was like, I'll just buy one in the rafters, it's fine. And there's like a family beside him. There's a stupid woman, part of the family. And everyone's chatting, "We want Lesnar," while Cena's in the ring. And she hadn't watched WrestleMania the night before, but she thought, I'll go to the wrestling. And everyone's chatting, "We want Lesnar," so she'll join in. "We want answers."
What?
Mentalist. They had no idea what was going on. She, I think, was the same person that travelled to this year's Raw and had like continuous beach balls that she brought out, blew up, put down. So anyway, and then we were with Molly Spartan, the ICW and Scottish wrestler, and she obviously works in wrestling, so it's even more infuriating for her. So there's a guy behind us who shouts for beach balls, and she turns around and says, I can't swear on this guy.
No.
If you, how do I say it? Can't say the C word.
Just
she basically said, if you want a beach ball, go to the beach. And she got a round of applause, and then...
Which is surprising, considering the Scottish accent that would have been used.
It's true, I think the message was clear in her tone. Right. Just screaming, "Oh, yeah!" You know, just went on. And then this other guy got up, this very, very large American guy, who basically said, "I hope you're as enthusiastic about this outside, because I'm going to come looking for you." And it turned out he was an NFL player.
Wow. I mean, if there's one person you don't want to have a fight with, it'd be an NFL player.
Or you.
Or me, an NFL player. 10 seasons at the Dallas Cowboys, me.
So I think that I can't think of any redeeming quality about a beach ball. It's one of those things that's not... There's different things you can bring to a wrestling show and you can go, okay, you're trying to get involved with what's going on, you're trying to get involved with a match, but a beach ball is purely there to mess with the people who are wrestling.
Yeah.
So I just think it's
it's extremely off-putting when you do our line of work and you're sitting there trying to watch everything about the show and there's just things in the background flying in the air. That's why I hate the Mexican wave as well. It's a shame because the Mexican wave started off in football as a thing to be celebrated by Mexicans, but now it's something that happens when something really boring's happening.
And it's annoying.
So maybe if you're going to take a beach ball to a wrestling show, just use it during a Kalisto match. Am I right?
Hey! Well, so here's my Kalisto story. The original one that people may know was that 2 years ago, Kalisto was in a feud with our Lord and Saviour Rusev, and Kalisto, the babyface, had put on Twitter that Rusev was fat and his girlfriend was ugly.
I mean, talk about things that are just wrong from start to finish.
So I retweeted it and commented and said, "Listen, you prick, don't mess with my pal or I'll batter you."
That's what any good friend would do.
I think so. And he blocked me because he has no sense of humour.
Which is a bad thing when you're a charismaless vacuum anyway.
Who, like, so everybody's like, you know, oh, you give Kalisto too much of a bad rap, and I'm like, he botches all the time. He can't even get in a ring properly. He was given, like, what, 30 seconds of promo time, and it's like, oh, I want to do a lucha thing. Anyway. So then it got worse because, so obviously I'd been very vocal about my dislike of him and everything that he stands for. And then last year's WrestleMania, I'm doing the press around the ring.
Did your eyes meet?
No, it was worse. So
what else met?
So the whole thing was, because obviously when I do podcasts and stuff like that, and just to clarify, I was there as part of Inside the Ropes, a company that WWE like and wanted at events. Just to clarify. And then so we were at the way that the press morning works, right, is that it's at Access, and there's all these tables of journalists from different places, and then there's other journalists who are around the kind of ringside barrier, and then wrestlers talk to us. So it ended up that we got moved to the barrier bit, which is really good. And then you can sort of see who's coming, because they're interviewing somebody over there, and then here, and then it's you. And I can see Kalisto, and he's like 2 away. I'm going, there's nothing I can say. If I interview him just as a regular interview, I've lost all credibility. You know, with Jinder, we've got a thing going now.
Is he in on that, is he?
We keep, like, every time we talk about the, you know, I did the interview at WrestleMania weekend, which I'm sure you checked out.
Oh, I saw you referenced your little video at SmackDown.
And he made me do the celebration,
yeah.
You know, because he's got banter, and he's a heel.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Kalisto's coming round, I'm going, right, what could I do? What could I try and make it funny? And I thought, right, what I could do is, I could say to Kalisto, I'm here with Kalisto, and, you know, you actually blocked me a couple of years ago on Twitter, so I thought what we could do to sort of make amends and be friends again is if you get your phone out and you unblock me on air, I'll forgive you and then we'll be fine. And I asked somebody who kind of knew somebody who knew somebody who knew him how he would react to that, and I was told it would not go well because he has no sense of humour.
Yeah.
So I thought, what can I do here to keep my dignity and not interview Kalisto? And one of those things happened. So I said to the camera guy who was with me, I said, I'm going to do something in the next 20 seconds, which is going to look mental, but just ignore it. Do not react to it. And it was as he was at the person before, I just fell onto the ground, as if I was like tying my shoelace. And I just continued to do a tying shoelace motion for about 90 seconds. So he had come from the previous interview and stood where I was, saw me doing that, and I refused to move or look up until he had left. And then eventually he moved on.
I mean, if that doesn't show him, nothing will.
And then this year, he was there again, and so I was like, I can't do the same thing. And now we're in a different room, so I was like, what am I going to do? But luckily, the gods were shining down because I needed to do a number 2, ironically. And I got to go and do that, and when I came back...
Did you bring it back to him? Right in his face? Well, block me, will you?
Hey, but I've spoken to people, like, people on Twitter have said that he blocks people quite regularly. Like, he's known for it. I'm like, I mean, if you want to be a big babyface, is the way to do that by just being a charismaless vacuum that blocks people on Twitter?
You got to have bands, haven't you? It's all about the bands. Cheers. But anyway,
so
that's after that 20-minute tirade about Kalisto was over.
I mean, I feel like it was warranted, though.
Fair enough.
I mean, he is rubbish, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he does certain things that are impressive, but he's got no character. He does botch a lot. Just a little Rey Mysterio.
Poundland Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
That's
Rey Mysterio's Marks and
Dollarama Rey Mysterio, whatever you like.
Dollarama. Never heard of it. Anyway, beach balls. They're definitely going in because they just take away from what's happening in the ring. That's disrespectful to the wrestlers themselves. It distracts when you're trying to watch the match, what's happening in the ring. So, go on.
I was going to say, well, you know, we can't enjoy Kalisto because of beach balls. The thing about Mexican Wave is, though, the problem with the Mexican Wave is a Mexican Wave is quite fun. So your instinct is to wave, but then you want to be against the Mexican Wave. It's Sophie's choice.
Whenever I see a Mexican Wave at football matches, at wrestling, whatever, doesn't happen with me. Just stick there. I'm one of them.
You've never been tempted.
Maybe when I was younger, but now, not a chance. I hate Mexican Waves because they just signify the crowd's bored. And I want to be engaged with what I'm seeing.
You're a better man than me.
But beach balls. Ah! Got to react to what's happening.
It's the heat in the back of my neck.
Jesus Christ. Right then. then, so we're 1 for 1. Kenny, what is your second offering?
So I want to preface my second offering by saying that throughout wrestling, I really enjoyed Jeff Jarrett. I thought I loved the Double J thing. I loved when he was... need to be careful how I word this in 2018. I liked the angle where he was provoking women to ultimately have a woman defeat him.
Right.
Various ways to say that, but that's what I enjoyed. And then some of the stuff in WCW was good. Slapnuts, even in TNA, there was some good stuff.
I have an orange foam Slapnuts guitar at home, which I bought at a WCW show in 2000. Still got it. That's the impression he had on me.
So the problem is, he's in TNA, and several things happen, which I'm not going to go into on this. But it's not working out, so he's going to leave. And then it was the day after WrestleMania 30. He announces the formation of Global Force Wrestling. And I remember being quite kind of like, this is quite interesting because Jeff Jarrett, he's the only guy that made a rival company to Vince. Well, I mean, just Carrie Silk made ROH, but TNA were quite well known, big international TV deals, all that kind of stuff. So, well, this guy could really make a mark if he's going to do something else. And then he's going all around the world and he's doing business meetings, and it's like, this is just going to be great. And then he does some tapings in Las Vegas, and he's got Bobby Roode, he's got Gallows and Anderson. It's all going superbly well. And then we hear nothing for a long, long time. There's no TV show, there's no TV deal. There's some live events at baseball stadiums, which are quite poorly attended. Now, if you were to go to the Global Force website, what would you imagine from a wrestling promotion that you could buy?
Merchandise.
Or tickets.
Sure, or tickets as well, yeah.
But instead, all that Global Force Wrestling had to offer was mouse mats and mugs.
I mean, who doesn't need a mouse mat and a mug?
I mean, so
if you're going to target one market, why not the mouse mat and mug market?
And if you're going to target that, why not go one step further? And then Global Force Wrestling entered into a cash for gold scheme.
There you go, well.
So then they join Impact, and they have an invasion of a company that's never been on television to invade TNA. And then they merge, and that lasts for 3 months, and then they leave. So I think Global Force Wrestling, as a promotion, as of this date in May 2018, has to be put straight to hell because it has no redeeming features, it's had no good qualities, it's not provided anyone with any happiness.
Well, it has. That one thing that went viral, of course, where they tried to paint a Bobby Roode appearance as happening after he signed for WWE. Jesus Christ, Pina Colada. As opposed to actually happening, what was it, about 3 years or so
2014,
before?
yeah. 2014.
A long time before he signed
but
for
there
WWE.
is there's a respect level to that, isn't there? You kind of go, I mean, this is crap, isn't it? But if we just say, here are the club, here's the glorious Bobby Roode. I mean, it is great. You got
to play it for them to try, but nobody's never not going to notice, are they?
Exactly. And I mean, did you sign up for the global network to watch Amped?
No, I remember when it all launched, and Jeff was on somebody's podcast, and he launched how it's going to be like all these territories around the world coming together, like that sort of model to take, not to take down, but to try and compete with WWE. And then that just seemed to never happen. So I don't. They're still a thing, aren't they? These days, which I never knew. I thought they'd.
No, as of now, they've stopped.
They've stopped.
But you don't know. You never know what's going to happen. But as of right now, because it's like the theory was good of like you get all these promotions, but it's like in Japan, you really have to have New Japan. And then, I mean, New Japan had famously with TNA had booked Okada very badly, where they booked him kind of like Kato from Pink Panther, and they had all these kind of big Japanese acts they didn't really do much with. So, like, did you know TNA had Nakamura at one point?
I didn't know
for
that.
a match.
No,
like insanity. So there wasn't really goodwill there at that point. And then New Japan obviously had their connection to Ring of Honor, which was the more prevalent thing. So, love Jeff to bits, love his career, but is there anything worse than Global Force Wrestling as a wrestling promotion?
I mean, you look around at all the supposed big boys. There's not, is there? I just don't know what they are. I don't know who they are or what they were.
Well, you can get cash for your gold from them. You can drink your drink from a mug that they have.
I mean, I'm sitting here and just thinking, I like to hear things that sound nice when we launch them. Like, well, not when we launched them. When you hear about things being launched, the plans sound nice, but then they fall. Stop it. Then they fall just flat on their arse and nothing happens. There's nothing worse than that happens, and it happens so many times during our professional careers in certain places. So, how can you not How can you not send them straight to hell?
And I feel-
Nothing against Jeff Jarrett or any of the wrestlers they had or used over the years. It's just the fact you set off for lofty goals and you just fall flat on your face. It's not.
And you know, it's one of the, like, maybe, I mean, Vince is bringing back the XFL. Strange things have happened.
Yeah.
But, like, I just think there's no, when I look at things in wrestling and go, what could go straight to hell? And I'm here to get 5 on 5. I'm not here to get, well, no, I mean, I'm here to get 5 for 5. I'm not here to fail. So I need to be very careful and strategic in my choices. And as much as there's other companies that I would like to put in there, so much. But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna lower myself to
Be
that.
the bigger man.
Well, that goes without saying. Well, I mean, anyway.
Hoose. Finishes.
You've not even had one full pina
No, I
colada
haven't.
yet?
I've had about 3/4.
What's in
of
your
this
pina
can.
colada? So I've got a cocktail drink with cranberry juice from concentrate and vodka. It's basically vodka and cranberry.
I've got
essentially.
carbonated water, white rum, sugar, lots of sugar, coconut milk, concentrated banana juice, concentrated grape juice.
It's a great
Heaven in a can.
I've missed you.
Right. We're going to finish off what you were saying now. I cannot remember because I can't remember.
You know, so I think like it's one of these things where I'm basically like, put this to hell. But I like the guy who did it. Like, I don't mean anything bad to him, but just come on. I mean, it's one of those things that it's kind of a joke because of the way that things went down. And I mean, even the XWF, at least Hogan wrestled a match for them, and then none happened. But at least they had that. But Global Force, it was just a failed project.
There's now worse than something that sounds too good to be true, is there? That's what we're saying here.
Especially
That's what I'm saying.
They had a good name, Global Force.
Yeah.
They're going to be the global force in pro wrestling.
The force around the globe.
They're
Then
defiant about being the global force in professional wrestling.
Broaden it a bit too much, Ken.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, Global Force, just because, you know, you sounded too good to be true when you launched. Ah! So we are 2s up on this particular banjo. So let's try and make it 3.
Okay, so originally I'd said this to you off air because I don't tell you what the picks are going to be.
No, nobody does.
But there was a pick I was thinking about and I ultimately didn't put it in, which was Steve Austin turning heel at WrestleMania 17 because in my head I was thinking, even though there was good stuff that came after it, he as a wrestler never really had the popularity again that he did have, and that he said himself he wishes he could go back
Stunned
and
Vince
undo
McMahon.
that. Yeah. So, but then I thought, I know you and your ways.
My favourite version of Stone Cold Steve Austin is the heel run. I think it's fantastic. The comedic stuff, I love the way he was just a psycho, coming down the ring and screaming in people's faces and swearing.
Kumbaya.
Oh, I love them. Oh, man. I'm all about that, me.
And that was great. So ultimately I couldn't put it in. And then I thought, continuing down the Steve Austin theme, I thought, well, what about the higher power angle? You know, so ultimately Vince McMahon for months is stalked and sort of like abused by Vince McMahon. So that's kind of rubbish. But actually the whole build-up was really good. And
the reveal is a meme. That means it's got to be good.
And the reveal is a meme. And then we did get from that what I think is one of the great underrated theme tunes of all time.
The Corporate Ministry.
Corporate Ministry.
All about it. On Anthology. Disc 2.
Or my favourite
Or
description of the Corporate Ministry is Robert, who used to Inside the Ropes before he got a real job. And we talked about corporate ministry, and he was just like, if you think about it, it makes no sense. A corporate ministry. And his best description was druids with business cards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got that out of it, so I can't in all good conscience. So I've come to you, kind sir, with an angle, the way that it was presented, the way that it was going from, you know, different parts of it to the end, to the reveal, that I think belongs in hell. And it is the anonymous Raw general manager.
God.
Because not only, like,
Say no more.
So-
Please say some things for the content's sake.
just move on. So the thing about it was, the idea is good actually, to have an anonymous person who's kind of running things behind the scenes and like eventually figure out who it is. And I think WWE went HD in 2008. So you go HD, right? What does HD mean?
High definition.
Right, which means that you can see things better than you did before.
That's apparently the reason we don't have like the old sets from like 99, 2000, because they look crap in HD. That's apparently a big reason that we all just have the same LED screen every time now.
But can you do something with LED screens to make them just look a little bit more original?
You think you would, yeah. A different one each time would be nice, just to make it feel a bit more special than Raw and SmackDown, but that's besides the point.
That's besides the point, but it's content. Keep
Yeah.
going.
No.
Okay,
Finish.
So the I've lost my train of thought.
We're talking about going in HD in 2008.
HD 2008. So you would think that WWE would be like, okay, so we're going to have this time where whenever the anonymous general manager buzzer goes off, or bing, or whatever it is, we're going to have Michael Cole come up onto this podium and read what the statement is. But he's going to read it off of paper that is on top of the keyboard. So literally, if you're seeing the laptop here and the keyboard's here, he's reading from here.
Yep.
And you can see the paper. This is WWE. They have hundreds of millions of dollars.
They're hip-hop and happening as well as they prove with the words on the screen in these days. Yeah, they've got a man reading.
Did you have that absolute dread a couple of weeks ago when Samoa Joe popped up as a selfie and you went, please don't have words. Please don't have words.
Yeah, probably did. I've just lost it. I'm numb to it now. All the words on screen. Just wish they would go away.
I know.
They sort of are now. They've stopped the New Days. Everyone's having an that was bad.
We've not talked. So, how do you feel about wrestling right now? You enjoying it?
Yeah. I was honestly getting a bit jaded towards the end of before my little break there. But the break has rejuvenated everything.
Can I give you a compliment? I think what's better about you now is that you're able to be more diverse.
Well, yeah, I was restricted in that role.
Because you were before
5 times a week doing the same show, pointing out mistakes.
Yeah, and it's like, well, how are you meant to
be positive?
You can't.
No,
it's impossible to do.
Yeah.
So I think
unless you declare your love for a lovely Bulgarian man, which I did do back there and carried on here.
Yeah. Well, you can't let that go.
Never going to go away. That.
So we get Michael Cole reading it every week. Then we have it ruined the WrestleMania main event.
Yep.
Because we get John Cena and The Miz, which wasn't really going. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't a WrestleMania main event. So they bring The Rock back, and then The Rock does the whole thing with the anonymous GM. So it's all leading to this big reveal, because the reveal, as you know, can save things. You can have a terrible build-up, and then you can. I mean, look at WrestleMania 31 in Santa Clara. Terrible build-up. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar fighting over the big Snickers bar in the meme. But that WrestleMania was great.
Yep.
Probably the best WrestleMania. There's not been a better one since, overall. So you can save it with a reveal. And the person they revealed it as, ruining his second storyline.
I've heard it before and I've said it again. Hornswoggle, anything he's involved in, he ruins. Anything. Last Friday, he ruined it. Just by being there.
Did you see it? So he comes out, right? He comes out. I mean, he's packed on the beef, right? Let's be honest for ourselves. And he tries getting up those ropes. And he gets up to the second rope and he's like, nah.
I mean, technically, he won the thing, didn't he? He didn't go over the top, did he?
No, it's true.
So, yeah.
And he got his tassels made.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, good on him for making it so far.
He's writing an autobiography now.
Is he? I wouldn't be reading it.
You want to know the title's quite good.
Go on.
Life's short and so am I.
Factually
Bants.
true. Yeah.
No, because the thing is, so were you watching in 2007?
I dropped off. This was my period away. So
in 2007, it was a weird time because it was kind of like we weren't quite into the pipe bomb era yet, and we were past the ruthless aggression. So it was a bit all over the place. And then they do this angle, which is Vince McMahon has an illegitimate son, and people are quite into the angle. And it's like there's all these things, but people think it's a certain person.
It was supposed to be Kennedy, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kennedy. And I thought that was a really good storyline. Like, Kennedy needed something. He was really good. He was really charismatic. And Kennedy and Triple H sounded like a nice, fresh match for WrestleMania. And then he, of course, I can't remember if that was the time he got injured or if it was the violation.
Lost his money in the bank because of an injury. I know that one.
Yeah, that was the first one. And then he was going to... Yeah, and then the second one was going to be... Anyway, one of them.
Yeah,
He gets injured. So they think, if it can't be Kennedy, Hornswoggle.
Who looks like Kennedy? Squint.
But what I will say is the saving grace of that, this is why that one's not in here. Because he did ruin that. But if you're ever feeling bad about life, right? If you're ever depressed, feeling down, you've watched too much Kalisto, you've worked for a company in Newcastle, whatever that is that you've done that's depressed you and made you want to self-harm, then you can instead turn on the glorious moment where JBL flings that little...
The only good thing he's done in his life, JBL.
So I was going to put that in there because that but then JBL does that. I can't not. It's genius. So Hornswoggle is going to be revealed as the anonymous Raw general manager. So this little person, who later went to Little People's Court, as we know, that sign's actually available on eBay.
Is it?
I'm so tempted to buy it.
Trying to think how much.
$500. See if it was $100, I'd buy it. I'd put it in the house.
Must be rolling it inside the ropes.
Anyway, so he's revealed he's never at any point during the whole time when he was Anonymous Raw GM actually helped himself. None of the storyline pays off with him being in collusion with somebody or anything like that. It's just like, here's a funny gag at the end. The little guy did it.
It's funny because he's small and he's got all this power.
And the thing that was so problematic about it is that in wrestling, I think, especially in WWE, is that people get excited about the build. Like, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think one of the most exciting points of wrestling is the what's the word? The kind of, you know, what's going to happen and the kind of, you know, the possibilities and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes they nail it, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But
Like Royal Rumble last year, number 30. Everyone's going Samoa Joe, this, that, and the other. Dun dun. Dun dun. That's an example, I think.
exactly, or like WrestleMania this year, Braun Strowman has a mystery tag team partner.
See, I don't mind. I didn't mind it, me.
Do you know? But
I know you're so passionately against it.
But that's the problem, right? Is see if it had just been, oh, it's a kid, that's fine. But this is weeks of build, a mystery partner. You're building anticipation. Is it Hogan? Because some people are saying maybe this is how he comes back, which I think would have been a great way to do it and have him, you know, they lose it the next night or something. Big Show, who was due to come back, or you know, you could put Lashley in there because he debuted the next night. But a kid, it's not like, and I felt like the whole time I was like, I don't get the joke. I feel like I'm sitting I'm sitting with watching a comedian, and everybody gets one joke, and I'm just going, I don't get it. So the reveal is always important, but this Anonymous GM has been going on. I can't remember how long it was. I think it was over 6 months, and the reveal is this guy. And nothing against him. Look, if I was Hornswoggle and I'm 23 years old and I get hired by WWE,
I know you.
And I
Can't believe you look, can you?
I've heard a great story about him.
That you can share here.
Can I share it?
Oh, he's tangled the carrot.
Okay. Well, I heard this from someone who told me this. I'm not going to say this. I heard that once there was two very attractive ladies, and they were at a bar where there was a very, very famous WWE superstar, and he had went away to whatever he was doing, and Hornswoggle went up and said, oh, he went to his room, do you want me to take you? So almost like he's going to deliver these women upstairs to this person, and they get in the room, just took them to his room in the hope that somehow they wouldn't get to go with this world champion, muscle-bound world champion. He's away.
What's the difference, eh?
It's only a couple of feet.
Fair play to Hornswoggle. That's made me like him a bit more.
So, I mean,
God loves a trier.
So, you know, I mean, if somebody comes up to you and you're like, okay, Ross, we're going to make you the Anonymous Raw GM. Are you going to say no?
No, you're not, are you?
You're not.
No.
But I don't have to like it.
No, I didn't like it either.
And I think it's genuinely one of the worst 5 payoffs of all time in WWE.
I can wholeheartedly just agree with you. As I say, anything involving Hornswoggle. Can you name a good thing Hornswoggle did that he was a part of? Like, not just getting harmed by big men? Because I can't.
I think when he was with Finlay originally, and it was kind of like he was a little leprechaun and something to do like a splash or something, that was fine. Because it's like minimal, it's fun, it's a side thing. But when he became, he became the Cruiserweight champion. I'm not about that.
No.
It's a bad day when you go, I'd rather have Kalisto.
He's the last ever one, isn't he?
Think about how sad that is.
Yeah.
Think
The
about
lineage of that championship. Guerrero, Malenko, Jericho.
I do like the
all
idea.
these people.
I do like the idea though of like that. You know, one day Neville and Hornswoggle both show up with like digs to being the champion. Also, have you ever been like Cedric Alexander? Right, great wrestler. He's a stud. Right.
Yeah.
Looks great. No personality.
Well, none of them on 205 Live have. Now.
TGP's got a good, you know, kind of dab, and he's got his. You looked at me as if you wanted me to do it. I'm not doing it. I don't know how to do a dab.
Dab. I can't. Pina colada. It's more important to don't want to spill it. There you go. See, we're young.
Jack's the dabber. Jack's the dabber.
Yeah.
Oh, should we do it before we finish? I know you. So we get 2 more.
Oh Christ! This is all over the shop. This. A mojito.
A Harvey Wallbanger.
Jesus Christ, that sounds rough.
Vodka and orange. 2 measures of vodka.
Lime juice, mint flavouring, measures of white rum.
Sounds like a party to me.
Classy.
So,
where are we going here?
did anyone expect anything else from this?
It's going to be the longest episode ever.
Good. It should be. I've watched the other 4. I like the other 4, right? So my summation of the other 4 ones. I thought Matthews was good. I mean, I do want to have a word with him at some point in person about why he in any way thought that a beer can is hit that way off your face.
Yeah. I mean, fair play to him. He's willing to bleed his own blood for us. We're not going to complain.
I mean, bleed it for a better cause. Not being a...
What do you mean, the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast?
No, but like, because that's
massive
like...
deal.
Imagine if, like, right, God forbid, imagine something happened to Matthew and he died, right? And, like, the last thing people remember is, hit a beer can off his face wrong. That's your enduring
At least he'll
memory.
be remembered. He's got that from...
True.
Millions go away without no one giving it time.
So, there's that. My favourite one was Joe Hendry's. I thought his one was really good. I really like Mark Dallas's.
I've been a fan of them also. They've all been different, haven't they?
They have been. I think with Mark Dallas's, I think that one's more interesting if you know more about the inner workings of wrestling and promoters and promotions. So that's a really good insider one. And Renfrew's is
mad.
Renfrew's is mad, but his is kind of like, what was good about his was it was like he was talking about the fan part of him, about why he would put something in. So
what's your opinion on Bruce Hart?
Bruce Hart is a stud, right? Here's what's great about Bruce Hart, right? You got to commend his like absolute lack of bother about being an undignified, desperate moron. He rocks those shades.
Yeah, he looks cool,
right?
doesn't he?
There's the moment in the WrestleMania 26 match with Bret Hart and Vince where he takes off the jacket, he's got the referee shirt on, and he's got the shades on, and he starts going like shaking the family members' hands and say, "Referee," you know? And he's like, I mean, the guy is so desperate, but I can't help but love him. And then, like, was it not I think Brett told the story in his book about how in Canadian Stampede, the thing was, you know, you're going to come out, you're going to do a quick thing with Austin that you hit him once, whatever. And he just starts laying in Austin. And
Austin, he's Bruce Hart.
He's Bruce Hart.
Bigger than Stone Cold can ever be.
But I think in Brett's book he talks about there's 3 separate occasions where Bruce Hart is scheduled to be in an angle, and the reason it doesn't happen is because Bruce Hart tried to be more involved than he was scheduled to be. So I've got to commend him. He's got a book which I kind of want to read because I think it would be like,
I am the best thing that ever happened to this planet.
Brett was only good because I had a knee injury that day.
Yeah.
You know, if I'd been Cowboy Bret Hart, I'd have been great. So I like Bruce. I do get why people would dislike him, but he's like, I mean, it's like one of my favourite wrestlers of all time is the Great Khali, and there are reasons for this that I can back up. Right, so initially, the Great Khali comes into WWE, and I hated him.
Right.
A big pile of you know what.
Yep.
And then he beats the Undertaker, and
hitting him with a foot on the chest, no less. Has that ever happened again?
Taunting me. And but then there's a promo he did because I remember somebody got injured. Was it Batista got injured? And they did a battle royal to determine the new world champion on SmackDown. And I remember like I couldn't stay up live to watch it, whatever. And I at that point you just went in WWE.com just to see the photo of whatever had happened. And it's the Great Khali with the belt upside down.
Upside down, of course, yeah.
And I just thought, it's so bad that I can't even be angry about it. And then it was like 2 weeks later, he was doing a pro. Is it Ranjan Singh or Ranjan Singh?
Yeah, his handler. Yeah.
He was doing a promo and he was like, I think it was a melon. I want to say it was a melon. It was some form of food or fruit or something. And he was trying to talk about how the Great Khali is this monster. He can destroy things. You know, kind of like Mark Henry bent the frying pan. And Khali's handed this like grapefruit or watermelon, and he can't do it. I thought, I'm in love with him. Absolutely in love with him. And then he becomes the Punjabi playboy, and that's just for days. That's just, and then
so fun to watch.
There's one bit with the Khali kiss cam. You remember that?
Yeah.
And I think it's Backlash 2009. But I'll try and figure out what this is, and I'll tweet out about it. But like Backlash 2009, they do this like rib on Jim Ross, where they go, Khali's going to kiss JR, and the camera cuts to JR and you see he's just like, I will walk right now. So he does all this stuff, and then like he's so he can't walk anymore.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he's got an Italian, she's farting, and he's got Hornswoggle, and it's like the Oddities 2.0, and then he leaves, and then the moment that I knew that he got what he is, he knew what he was, is in Batista's DVD when he came back. It was behind the scenes at the Royal Rumble where Batista had come back. And Batista was talking to Khali, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just filming for the DVD." And Khali's like, "Ah." He was like, "I'm just telling about how great our matches were," and he's like, "Ah, no lie." He knows he's rubbish.
You hear these stories about him, how he's apparently the biggest prima donna ever in the history of the world.
Good.
Like he's got,
cheers,
chin chin. certain new superstars have to do things for him because he's the great Khali, which I find amazing.
Have you seen his Twitter?
No.
Right, so
I've seen it fall through walls.
The great thing about Khali's Twitter, that Indian cement advert,
amazing, isn't it?
is one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When he sits on the dining room table, he falls to the floor. Oh, he's so good. But he, what was I going to say? Lost my train of thought again. That's Harvey Wallbang. That's pretty good. Khali, talk about Khali.
Yeah, you talked about Khali.
Right. What was the last thing you said?
About the wall.
The wall.
Batista's DVT.
So he's got banter, and then he came back again in 2017, and then he helps Jinder win. And then he thinks he's like co-WWE champion.
Picks up the belt, didn't he?
He starts trying to take the belt off him. How can you not love this man? And what I will say about him is, when he came back at the Greatest Royal Rumble last Friday, I think he looked just as good as he did the last time we saw him.
I haven't seen the Greatest Royal Rumble still, so I couldn't.
Ethical
comment.
reasons?
I was on holiday.
Okay. Best pyrotechnic display you'll ever see.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Poof.
Anonymous Roger.
What were we talking about? Yeah. Anonymous Roger. Yeah, that angle.
Because we're talking about Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about wrestlers that you. How do we get on Khali?
God knows. Anyway, Hornswoggle. If I could stick Hornswoggle in hell just by himself, I would. So since he's the big old culmination of this prolonged story, of course it's going down, Kenny. So. Ah!
So number 4 is I don't know how you like succinctly say this in like a couple of words, but it's there's like a fan opinion now that I think is really frustrating and it's not really valid, which is so when Shayna Baszler won the NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, I remember tweeting out something about saying, "So glad she's won this belt. She's money. Blah 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 blah." And this woman had tweeted me back, but she didn't like follow me in, so she had like read the hashtag, and she said, "She doesn't deserve it." The idea that fans are telling us who deserves to be champion and who has earned it is complete bollocks. It's not true. Because tell me a movie that you've seen recently. Any movie.
2 Girls, 1 Cup. I haven't seen any films
classic
recently.
movie, any movie that you've ever seen.
Home Alone 1.
Home Alone 1, right? Now, by that woman's opinion, which is Shayna Baszler does not deserve to be there. Ronda Rousey's another one who kind of gets that shtick,
Yeah.
you know, she doesn't deserve to be there. Brock Lesnar doesn't deserve to be there. So, when you go to a movie and you watch Home Alone, do you sit there and go, "I'm not watching this. Macaulay Culkin was not the most acted performer that auditioned for that.
No.
There's more deserving people."
No.
No, you don't, because it's idiotic. It's all, you know, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Was anybody going to buy that Peyton Royce or Billie Kay would like submit out Ember Moon like a badass? No, because they're not MMA fighters like she is. And it's this whole thing that it's kind of like, if you don't like something, that's fine, you don't need to like it. But there's a new thing that's kind of happened in the last couple of years, and I think it started when Brock came back, about people, because they go to indie shows or whatever, and they see a wrestler move up the ranks, they feel that they know who deserves to be in a position or not. And when you get to that point, it's just dangerous, because then, so if you don't like somebody, they don't deserve it.
It's
In
the
your
two
eyes.
different perspectives from a fan looking at it like a fan and a fan not acknowledging it from a business standpoint. Like Shayna Baszler, that's a business decision. Yeah.
Like Ronda Rousey, she's on the cover of the new Women's Evolution DVD.
Yeah.
She doesn't deserve to be on the cover of that.
Her face is on that. More people are going to buy it, aren't they?
Which means it's effective.
Yeah.
And it's come about so much more in the last kind of 12 months. I've heard it a lot from people talking about Ronda Rousey doesn't deserve it, or The Undertaker doesn't deserve to be in a WrestleMania main, and all these kind of different things. And you go, you just don't get it. You don't get what wrestling is. Like, I don't like the trying to have a TV show reference. I might watch EastEnders and go, I don't like Alfie and Kat. Are they still in it? I don't know. Anyway,
God knows.
but they work for the show. They might not be my favourite characters, but I'm not going to go. Am I going to phone my friend and go, Alfie and Kat don't deserve to be in EastEnders?
Yeah.
Not a chance.
It's a weird place wrestling has in entertainment, the scope, the sphere, whatever.
Well, because now everything's changed where everybody has an opinion all the time, but so we started Inside the Ropes in 2012. This is more of a serious discussion, so it's not really that funny. But in 2012 we started Inside the Ropes, and we had like 5 listeners, 10 listeners, whatever it was. And it grew and it grew and it grew, and then it must have been about maybe mid-2013, by that point we had over 1,000 listeners a week and we were doing really well. And And I really feel sorry for MD now, who starts a fan wrestling podcast. Because now, if you don't work for Cultaholic, you're a fan. If you were going to go, okay, I'm going to download all my favourite wrestler podcasts. So that's 2 Jericho ones, 2
Jim
Austin
Ross,
ones, Jim Ross, Colt Cabana,
Vince Russo,
well, whatever you like. But you're talking like at least 10 to probably 30 hours a week. So nobody wants to try out new podcasts.
No.
By unknown people. What are they going to offer me? So we're really lucky because we came around at a time when that wasn't there. And I fully believe if we had started Inside the Ropes in 2014, we would never have been anything. We would never have got popular. We would never have had a following. That was the time. And I think there's this new thing now where, because you have the internet where you can spend 3 minutes and make a WordPress blog, or you can start your own podcast, or you can do a YouTube video, whatever it is, that everybody feels... I'm not even saying they're wrong, because I did the same thing and it turned out into...
I know it seems quite hypocritical. Like, we're just lucky, us two, aren't we?
Yeah, we're lucky, but we both admit that. Neither of us have ever said...
We're professional experts about wrestling.
So really, we don't deserve it.
No. We're just lucky, aren't we?
But that's it. But so now it's like... And there's a few people who've listened to like Inside the Ropes or watched Cultaholic or whatever, who I'm sure have been like, that looks really fun, I can do that. And then they'll do it and it doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, we've got the easiest job in the world, us, presenting and stuff. It's easy. That's what everyone says, isn't it?
But I think there's a frustration now with a lot of fans where like it feels so accessible, so it feels like you can do it as well.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't work, then you get frustrated and you don't want to listen to the thing you used to listen to. But it's like if I watch, I'm trying to think of a film that I've watched recently. If I watch Infinity War, I'm under no illusion that I'm ever going to be Spider-Man. So I can just watch it and enjoy it. So like if I'm watching a YouTube video, I'm not under no illusion that I'm going to be the person presenting to 10,000 people or whatever. But there is that thing now, and I think that fandom has created this bizarre landscape where people are, I can tell you whether this person deserves to be in the spot that they're in.
Yeah.
I can tell you whether they've earned it.
And ultimately, it all leads to one road or one destination, which is the You Deserve It chant, which is the worst thing ever.
You taking it right out of my mouth.
There you go.
You Deserve It. It's like Chris Jericho. He was the. Or no, that was the. You've Still Got It. But You Deserve It. It's become like a cliche now. First couple of times maybe it was alright.
It's all those chants. You deserve it. This is awesome. They'll get all used too regularly these days, I think.
I would
They've
agree.
all lost their effect. But I get it. The fans just need to get themselves out of the bubble, don't they? Just take a step back and just really think about why Shayna Baszler is NXT Women's Champion, for example, because it's she's got a following.
But it is hard
Before she
because
came into it.
if we say that, who are we to tell people how to watch wrestling?
I know.
So it
We're damned
becomes
if we do, damned if we don't, aren't we?
We are. We should just go back to where we were before.
Well, I was at uni, me, so what were you doing before this?
So when I was...
Before being a wrestling man on the internet.
I worked in TV.
Did you? Very
I was,
big bollocks over here.
I was a researcher on Eggheads, the TV show.
Oh!
So,
I've heard of it. I've not seen it, I've heard of it.
Not missing much.
Fair enough. But yeah, fans who think... have the wrong... I don't want to say it's the wrong perspective, but it isn't...
But what you're doing right now is exactly why I think that it is a valid concern, because you don't know how to word it, and you don't know how to kind of say what it is. But it's almost this kind of... Now we feel like instead of coming to a show and watching it, that we are a part of the show, so that our opinion becomes part of it, and that it's a weird thing where... Like, if I go to a wrestling show, I just sit and watch it.
It's hard because by putting this in, we're almost saying wrestling fans don't be wrestling fans.
I don't think it's anywhere near everybody, though. I think most people that watch Cultaholic or listen to Inside the Ropes or whatever it is, most people are smart. Most people get it. Or a lot of people say, I hate Brock Lesnar's title reign, but I get why he's there because of his...
Yeah, I hate the reign because he's never there.
Yeah, and that's fine.
But I get why he is, because he's Brock Lesnar. So,
but there is a kind of minority through this new scale of fandom that has bred...
I'm going to surmise it by saying judgmental wrestling fans, even though that could mean anything. It's a very ambiguous term. But in the context of this...
It's going to get me to 4 to 4, so yeah, go for it.
Oh, God!
It's like Kane's in the room.
So on this road that is about 10 times longer than I thought it was going to be, but why the hell not? We're here at number 5, Kenny. Blow my socks off.
It all rests on this.
It does.
I'm either going to walk away a huge success on Straight to Hell.
Quite a good success with a little bit of failure.
Nobody wants
But
that.
I feel that's important because you've got to keep yourself grounded.
You do. Okay, so I was thinking of different things. I was thinking maybe about wrestling moves, and I was going to suggest John Cena's STF. because it is atrocious.
Slack, isn't it?
You know it's a bad day when Steve Austin gives out in trouble on his podcast about a move.
How did he do that?
He was like, remember cinching that SDF a bit tighter, kid, next time? And Cena just laughed.
Well,
Because he finds professional wrestling a mockery. So the thing that Cena is really funny is, so he goes to Saudi Arabia and he takes it seriously, and you go, that's almost more of a slap in the face, that you can take it seriously and you just choose not to.
I mean, he's done some good things, hasn't he? He's the biggest star of the past 15 years.
Okay. That's all you can come up with.
I'm not much of a fan of
He faced Baron Corbin at the opener of SummerSlam last year.
good raps. Did some good raps back in the day.
He did?
Out of the mouth, apart from, like, not pita bread.
Right, okay. I was going to do that.
Number 5.
I was going to choose
Hit me with number 5.
I was going to choose 205 Live. I'm not going to choose that because it does have some good wrestling on it. So I've thought about what I think is one of the worst wrestling angles of all time. So imagine that you're in this scenario where WWF buys WCW.
Okay, I know where you're going here.
And I'm not going to say the invasion angle because it did have
That's
good.
why I don't know where you're going.
It did have good parts to it, so I can't argue that. So WCW are coming in, you go, okay, who do you want? Who would, if you were WWF, WCW just went under, who are some of the top names you would want?
Lash LaRue, Prince Iakea,
They didn't even get Prince Iakea.
Felix Skipper,
Elix.
Elix, bollocks. Bollocks Skipper, his brother.
So
Team Canada,
maybe you'd think Goldberg.
Huge Erection, Major Guns, all the good ones.
all the greats.
Mike, what was he called? I never, in the Natural Born Thrillers, Mike, the boring one, the straight guy.
Not Mike Awesome.
Not Mike Olsen.
He's dead.
Small Mike. Forget what his second name was.
Who?
So you had O'Hare, you had Jindrak, you had all those around him, and he was like the leader.
Mike Sanders.
Mike Sanders. Boring. Never got him.
Yeah. I mean, the end of
Anyway, that's besides the point.
Yeah, the end of WCW was all like a loaf of bread. They just all looked the same.
Yeah.
There was no variety. But you want Goldberg, you want Hogan, you'd want Flair, you'd want Sting. They couldn't get any of them. So they go, okay, well, who can we get? Who are the big names we can get? We can get Booker T. That's great.
Yep. DDP.
We can get DDP. And we can get some other people. So you go, okay, how am I going to line up all these parts and be like, okay, Booker T, he's going to come out, he's going to beat up Austin. Great debut. You go, okay, so let's look at DDP. We've got this guy, hugely successful, big popular guy, self-high five, diamond cutter, really great. And he's also married to one of the hottest women in the world. Kimberly Page. So what we'll do is, we'll have him be the stalker for the Undertaker's, at the time, wife, Sarah. Now, Sarah looked like she was a lovely, lovely woman. Right, she did.
I know.
However, she did have, facially,
these are your words, not mine. I thought she looked delightful. Pretty lady.
there was maybe some horse-based comparisons that were made at the time. Not by me, but that was the general...
By who?
Wrestling fans. And so basically you've got this guy who's a really good guy, very popular, who has a really hot wife, and he all of a sudden is a stalker for a woman who's perhaps not as bonny as his wife, to face the Undertaker. And then, so you do the reveal.
I mean, in that situation, imagine saying, pitching this Undertaker, and just saying to him, Kimberly's a lot better looking than your wife. What would you do?
I don't think I think he knew.
I mean, you'd hope he did.
No, but I mean, you can go out with someone and go.
This is a tricky thing to discuss. This.
No, but you can go. I love my partner to bits, right?
Yeah.
But there are no Eva Longoria. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that, but I don't want Eva Longoria. I want, you can be objective, and you're not going to say it to the person. But
Yeah.
the point is that you're on national television in a storyline where he is meant to be, he has to get Sarah, and you go, but you're married to Kimberly Page. Yeah. You're married to like one of the fittest women ever.
Speaking about the build to a reveal, though, that's one of the better ones. That
the build was great.
pop he got when he took his little hood off was amazing.
And then they realised what he's going to be. But he's in maybe in that mad satanic room with the candles and the pictures and all that. And then he reveals. And you go, wait a minute, maybe we're judging this too harshly. Because things in wrestling don't need to make sense. They can still be good. And then he is ragdolled by the Undertaker. And then pinned by Sarah in a match.
Gone.
That is the story.
And then they take away the the diamond thing. He can't do the bang.
Then he becomes a motivational speaker.
Yep.
And that was Diamond Dallas Page.
Yep.
The guy who in WCW
was the People's Champion.
When he made that turn on Hall and Nash in the Superdome in New Orleans, people went crazy for that. And in WWF, the best thing they could come up with for Diamond Dallas Page was to make him a stalker to a woman who was not as attractive as his wife. If Sarah is watching this, no disrespect meant.
I mean, there might be some people out there who disagree with you.
Let's just go one further. Say you and I were together. We were a couple, right? And you go, life with Kenny's too good. So I'm gonna get the name Kenny tattooed across my neck.
You always hear about that, don't you? That's the kiss of death for most relationships.
So Undertaker,
we'd be done. We'd be done, Kenny. We'd be divorced. We'd be.
You need to find another Kenny.
I'd be having half of your stuff.
But not even.
I'd be taking half.
Now, technically, so say I was saying this. So say we were going to get married, right? And I go, I don't want him getting half my stuff. Can I not just get you drunk and you sign a prenup at that point? Who's going to know? You've signed it.
Yeah, I'd be blacked out, drunk as a pot. No. I mean, that's a devilish act on your part more than anything, isn't it?
So he had a Sarah tattoo.
I think this is the last time we're going to allow anyone to bring fruity drinks into this thing. This has gone everywhere, this.
So he had a Sarah tattoo. And then he had to get it lasered over.
That just proves he's more of an American badass than ever, withstanding that pain.
So I know I've made this go long by tangents, but yeah.
I can.
DDP is the stalker.
That is the massive plot hole, and of course they just killed whatever he was in WCW, which, he got to against the odds, didn't he? He was an old man, 35 when he started, and became
he was
arguably,
the Batista of WCW.
Arguably the most popular thing they had at one point.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Love him to bits.
I don't know him personally. I wish I knew him.
Nicest guy.
I'm sure my life would be a lot brighter with him in it. One of your first guests, wasn't he?
The first live guest we ever had. And
did you do the yoga?
Did I do it? Yeah, I've done it a few times. It's pretty good.
I don't get it, me. How do you?
Yeah, because it's difficult. Because you're meant to basically like pretend there's a ball, and then you just get shaky, and you go.
So you just shake like that?
Yeah, and it's like because you're supposed to keep that intensity.
And that gets the blood flowing.
Mm-hmm.
DDP yoga.
It's a revelation. You should offer a free copy of DDP yoga to the listeners or the watchers.
If Diamond wants to send one in, Paige Falkenberg. That might be his name.
Yeah, that's his real name.
Paige
I think people call him Dallas, but yeah, you're right. Any final words about DDP?
It's 5 for 5, Kenny.
I came, I saw, and I conquered.
He did that in a long-winded fashion, but that's why we like him, isn't it?
Well, 8 months. How many? Has this been 9 months? Has it been going?
We launched on November the 5th.
Okay.
December, January, February, March, April, May. 6.
And it's taken us 6 months to have a reunion.
Yeah.
It's poor. You've brought in.
We'll be having one soon, I think, when you're in town. I think that's been discussed, isn't it? When you're in town? No? We're coming to see JR, aren't we, with you?
I mean, I never invited you, but yeah, come see JR. You can. I never really spoken about it.
Oh. We'll cut that off.
No, don't keep it in, it's fine. But you of course you can come to JR.
Oh, that's very kind of you. You definitely invited us. I haven't just forced that upon you.
Did I? Because I think that's quite a cheap tactic. To be like, oh, Cultaholic can come. Because that's like, as if like, we need to get the Cultaholic.
Jim Ross doesn't need us, for Christ's sake. You don't need us.
I want you and Jim Ross to get drunk together. That's my dream.
He follows me on Twitter still. Like, I don't understand why or how. It's from that. Do you remember when they did that poll for Commentator of the Year? That's when he followed us. Probably
when you beat Jim Ross in a poll to be Commentator of the Year.
Twice as many voters. I'm probably thinking I'm some outstanding up and coming one.
Almost like it was a bad idea to have the parody commentator in the poll with JR.
But anyway, I'll look forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to be something these people can watch.
Of course, what dates are happening?
So it's going to be in Newcastle on...
Reel everything off.
Oh, the whole thing.
Promote everything.
So Jim Ross is going to be coming to the UK with us, UK and Ireland, the Slobber Knocker Sessions. Glasgow, June 25th, Newcastle, June 26th, June 27th in Birmingham, and then the 29th and the 30th in Limerick and Galway.
Ooh.
InsideTheRope.co.uk for your tickets.
Is that it? No one else coming over?
Chris Jericho, limited standing general admission tickets in Glasgow and London, sold out from Manchester, also the same website. And then we have something planned for later on in the year not in Newcastle at this point in time, but in the UK, which should be really good, I think.
Who is it?
Don't do that, because then I think it's Austin.
Yeah.
You've not oversold it.
Anyway, Kenny, thank you very much for coming in. 5 for 5. We've had a good time.
Who's your next guest?
To be confirmed.
Okay.
It might be somebody else from Name Redacted, on the Name Redacted days.
Are they still there?
No.
Wrestling?
No. No.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know who
But
it
to
is.
be confirmed, anyway. So it might
Blonde
not be them, but it might be them in a few months. It might be them. Who knows what might happen here on Straight to Hell? Thank you for joining us.
Seamless.
Of course, you can follow you where?
Twitter, inside_the_ropes, and KennyMC1985.
I'm at Ross on Wrestling on Twitter. You can follow us at Cultaholic on Twitter and Facebook. We are Cultaholic on Instagram.
Where can I get one of these hoodies?
Cultaholic.com. There is a shop on there. Cultaholic.com/shop. I believe is the URL. If it's not, we'll have to shoot this again. But most importantly of all, Kenny, do not forget to what? Come on, please no. Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
We are
Come
the
on.
Cultaholic.
We are Cultaholic.